Hello, my beautiful people. I hope you're doing well today. I am doing pretty good. I feel great. I've been on my little hiatus. But anyway, man, I've been thinking about some of the laws and stuff that this president has been changing. I don't know if he's president or Elon Musk is president. I don't know who's the president. But anyway, they want to change things like segregation. What is that? They want to bring back that old Confederate shit. Look, man, I live here in Tennessee. There's Confederate shit everywhere. And, it never made me feel oppressed. I believe the reason why I've never felt that way is because I had such a loving, protective family that protected and shielded us from a lot of things. Excuse me, y'all. But I have always been the type of person that loves knowledge, right? As a child, I learned about different things about the scripture in the Bible. I had to recover from a brain injury when I was like 7 years old. But the Bible is what really brought me back. Well, Jesus brought me back, but it was reading the Word of God that, brought back my mental capacity to its fullest as a child. And as I was growing up, my mother made sure we had encyclopedias. She made sure we had these ebony historical books, which had a lot of black history in it. And I learned who a lot of inventors were that were black, the entertainment, entrepreneurs, people who invented things. I've always known these things. So when he's talking about what he's going to do to the Black Smithsonian Library, what it is, they want to erase our history. That's one of the things they did over in China years ago. They would burn books. If they found that the people had certain books and things like that in their home, that they would either kill those, they would unalive these people and burn, their books. That's why a lot of knowledge has been lost, and people be put up under so much stress and pressure that these are things that they don't remember anymore. They just be, they can't hand it down to their children. And the reason why they don't do it is because they worried about other things. But I came on here to let y'all know, don't worry about nothing. Don't worry about these things. What's going to happen is going to happen. And, you got people that really follows Trump. And they are dedicated, to coming out. They peeping their heads out like a turtle, right? And they're going to these different cities. I guess they call themselves Nazis or whatever they call themselves, Proud Boys. And the way they stormed at that Capitol building that day and almost destroyed a lot of artifacts and things that was inside that building. They want us black people to come out there and march and protest because they're waiting on our people. They have guns and they're waiting in order to, hunting season. Do you understand what hunting seasons is? Now, I'm not saying you got to be afraid. Don't be afraid of nothing. But it's one thing that they can't do that they did to our ancestors is come into their homes nilly-willy, freely, and do what they please. Because if you got a pew-pew or a couple pew-pews, I advise you to keep those things loaded and don't be afraid to use it once they come in your door, because they don't care about you. They don't care about your mama, your daddy, your grandparents, or your children. And to those that are married to a couple of them, I'm not talking about them, okay? They need to be careful also. Because, the ones that don't look like me and you and don't care about me and you, they will do whatever, they can. These people lack compassion. They have no empathy towards people. I was on this guy's video the other day. His name is, they call himself Professor something. I got to look it up. But anyway, this young man that I recorded on my TV is from Tennessee. He's a representative here, young black guy. His brother unalived himself, I think back in December. And this man pulled up this brother's hold with phone numbers and everything on his channel. So basically, he have doxed this young man and have given thousands of people this young man's information to where they have been emailing him, they've been messing with him, harassing this young black guy. And I'm really pissed off about that. And I've been trying to figure out what could I do to help this brother, because I live here in the South. And this young man lives in the South. He's from Memphis, Tennessee, but he works here in Nashville. But I told him, if anything happens to this young boy, it's his fault, because it's got his phone numbers. I think it's got where he lives. It's got his whole profile that he pulled up, and it's on his page. And I'm really pissed off about it. They trying to do the Crockett lady, Jasmine Crockett, the same way. But anyway, what I'm saying to y'all is, make you some records or buy you some Black History books, if not for yourself, but for your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren, and keep those books put up, to where when it's need to be read, you can sit down with them and teach them, in a way that they can understand what you're talking about, the way I did my children. Because if you don't do it, they won't know anything about their history. And our history is important. It is very important. And like I said, the segregation thing, before Martin Luther King, these other people could just walk in your house and do whatever they felt like doing. And our peoples back in the day, they wasn't afraid for themselves. They was afraid for their teenage boys and their teenage daughters and granddaughters and grandsons, because it was nothing for them to pull your kids out of their house and take them off somewhere and unalive them. And it was nothing that the police or anybody would do. You got these black people on here talking about, well, we need to get together and build a community. Every community that black people have built out of their own sweat, out of their own finances, they have destroyed everything that our brothers and sisters of the past had built and established. Now here in Nashville, we built our own, well, they built, I wasn't born. We had our own pharmacy. We had our own black hospital. I don't know if people can remember. It was called Meharry, and it was all black doctors and nurses. And we had our own medical schools. We had our own, like two colleges. We had our own black theaters. We had, like I said, we had our own pharmacies. We had our own graveyards. We had, I'm trying to think, y'all. Hold on. We had our own bands, which was all black, and it was a beautiful thing. Now, we had started getting ambulances that we could drive to pick up the people that lived in the country towns, because of the fact that they would not allow our people to ride in their ambulances. And Vanderbilt, Baptist, all these hospitals that we go to down here, they didn't allow black people in those hospitals. And they didn't allow blacks to be school. We had Carter Lawrence Elementary. During them times, you went from kindergarten up until you got to the 6th grade. And then from then on, when you got to the 6th, you started going to high schools. We had North High. We had Pearl High. What else we had? We had East High. All of these schools was predominantly black. We had daycares. So it can be done, but we would have to stop backstabbing each other and stop being greedy towards, each other. Because, see, it's enough money out here for everybody. I was listening to B Love yesterday in one of her videos. I think somebody was saying something about her money, whatever. And she went on and on about how many cars she got. She was naming them out. I even got a Tesla. Oh, okay. So you mean you proud that you got a Tesla? A man that threw up Heil Hitler? Do you not know about the Holocaust? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with that mindset? She got money, but she ain't got it like that. She ain't no damn billionaire. And my thing is, what was the purpose of her saying all of that? Okay, you got a home, you got cars, you may have this, you may have a big bank account, but you think the way she talks is like God only loves her. God is not a God on finance. Of course, you be able to make your daily quarter. He said in his prayer, give me this day my daily bread. You know what I'm saying? That's a prayer every day that we should make. Like the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. That's a prayer every day. It don't mean that you're gonna not want. It just means that, see, that like me, I'm like this right here. It's easy for you to praise God when you're making bank. But when you have nothing, I want to see how your prayer life is then. When you have nothing, when you're sick and hurting or dying, I want to see your prayer life then. Don't show me because you got a little money or you make it that you better, because God loves me. God loves us all. Sister, you're not the one walking with a halo over your head. You're trying to block people from God. We don't live in no box, no bubble. I like to be loved, but she went too far yesterday. You got people that watch her that don't have nothing. Nothing. And you can get over here and you can brag that hard just to try to show out. You got people out here missing, dying in the streets. You got 2 young men that they don't know who took those kids' lives. You got people out here wilding out. To me, that's self-centered, vain, and selfishness. You're not supposed to be overly proud, even though she does put God in there. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know what God she's serving. So you trying to tell me this what's happening over there in Africa, in Congo, and over there in what's happening in Haiti, and what's happening over there in Palestine, that God don't love these people? I know we're not all God's chosen people, but he takes care of everybody. It's man that hates man. It's man that wants all the land, all the resources, because they're evil. Evil people don't want to see nobody make it but them. Why do you think all these rappers are being unalive? It's because they have gifts and talents, but they get out here, they run their mouths, and then you got people out here that don't have it. They feel like, well, I ain't got it. You ain't gonna have it either. Because you run your mouth too much. I shouldn't be on here today because I'm in this real, I don't give a shit mood. And it's not because of what she was saying, but she's sitting up in that car scoffing down a whole damn chicken, talking about how she's this, she's that, talking all fast like she done took a hit of speed. Okay? I know what speed, how it makes you. I've took it in my life. It makes you talk fast. You may not be that hungry, but you eat like a damn a pig, you know. That's speed for you. You know, I was never a drug addict, but I took speed, especially when I was working, to get through those rooms that I was cleaning. You know, so, man, I just don't, people just kills me, man. I hear a lot of them on here trying to just, because they got money, they feel like that they are privileged. Look, I don't have a dime in my pocket, but I'm still privileged. I'm a privileged woman because I'm still here. I can't sit up and brag about me not having diabetes or me not having high blood pressure or I'm having difficulties walking. I can't brag about that. But I can say I'm still here. Some days I wake up, don't want to be here. And I shouldn't think that way. I shouldn't think that way. Because God has allowed me. He's humbling me. And I see the pride, the way people try to spread themselves around like because you got this, that you're better. Don't you know that's what's wrong with our black people? I cry every day for my black people. Every day. It hurts my heart when I see our young black people out here still killing each other, disrespecting each other. It hurts me so bad. And I know I'm not their parent. I'm not their grandparent. But I've tried to tell people all of my life, you don't have to be jealous of nobody else. You're important. You have to know that you're worth this life that you live. We're all valuable. Even if nobody else loves you, love yourself enough to love somebody else. My life has never been easy, but I wouldn't have learned the things I've learned in life if my life wasn't easy. You know? I had a father, I had a mother, I had family, and I miss my people. They're all gone. And I feel at times that I think I've been here too long. Because I see no change, y'all. I see no change. As a kid, I used to wonder, why am I here? Because I'm surrounded by people that seems like they can't see. And when I say see, I mean with your mind. If something is not working, change it. Try. Try hard. And if it still don't work, try something new. Try. There's no failure in trying. Even if it doesn't work out, at least you tried. Try something else. Just never stop trying. I've told this to hundreds of people in my life. I turned 65 last year, and I'm so proud of myself for the things that I have accomplished in my life. But I still grieve. I grieve because I do have compassion. That's why when I first looked at the latest channel at Cheryl Gaboski, and she was talking about this white man like she had hit the jackpot. That pissed me off so bad. I'm like, are you that delusional? You based in the fact that this man's skin was quote unquote white, that made you special? It took you being with a white man to feel that you're special? That's all I was trying to say. It ain't that I don't believe in interracial marriage. Marry whoever you want to marry. You marry the people that you love. It's not because of your color. I would never be with a man. And the only reason why he said, my wife is black. Yeah, my wife is black. You know, they don't do this. I would never. It just like I never liked men who said, I'm going to get me a big woman because she can cook. You know, them big women, they can cook. What? You got skinny women out here can cook their butts off. What are you talking about? You love me because of what's inside of me. You don't love me just because, the outside is important, you know, as long as you keep yourself clean, you know, keep your hair done, you know, keep your face clean, your body clean. Make sure your rooter or tool is not stinking. That's important too. But it's what's on the inside. Only garbage come out. That's why we shed waste. You know, it's what's within. And a lot of brothers and sisters don't see that. They look at you being, oh shit, I don't want my kids to come out being black. So I'll mix with this, that, and the third. Like you really doing something important. What you're doing is bringing confusion to your own children. Unless you teach them at a young age, we're people, it's because of love. It has nothing to do with race, with the color of your skin. The heart is one. Inside of our bodies, we are the same. We may have different blood types, but we are still human beings. So that's all I got to say, y'all. I just hope that from time to time, y'all come to my channel, watch some of my videos, subscribe to me if you want to. I'm trying my best to make my own money. and this is the only way that I can do it, is, without begging for money. I'm not a beggar. Bible said, I've never seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. And I believe that I am righteous. I'm getting there, slowly but surely. But I know that I am of his seed. My seed shouldn't have to beg bread. But I want to make me YouTube my income for the time I have left on this earth, so I can have something to give to my grandkids. I want to be able to give them something. So anyway, this is officially me, and I do love y'all. I got a little emotional, y'all, because I just cannot stand people that don't think. I've laughed and belittled sometimes, but yesterday took the cake. Because I'm like, how foolish a person have to be. And there's a lot of foolish people, But God said he'll take the foolish. He'll take the foolish to confuse the wise. So I don't know if I'm wise or not, but I don't know if I'm wise, but damn. Y'all excuse me for saying that, but I just couldn't believe what was coming out of her mouth. And why she got so angry. She was angry. Whoever said that to her made her pissed. She didn't call no names, but she was pissed off about it in her own way. That's why she went down the line naming how many cars that they possess, how much money that they have. She was bothered. So what that tell you? She ain't got as much as you think she got. It's a hard thing trying to keep up with the Joneses. What I look like, me having nothing but Social Security, trying to compete with Oprah Winfrey. I'd be a fool. And I would look like a fool. So y'all, I'm finna get off of here. But keep yourself prayed up. Trust in God. I've been questioning God here lately, about my health. But I still haven't lost hope. And I still haven't lost faith. It's a little shaky. But I pray that it comes back, because I'm stronger than I think that I am sometimes. I know I'm stronger than I think. I just got to get out of this mentality that I've been in for the last couple of months. Keep your eyes open, y'all. Watch this year for the next couple years, because I see good things happening, but I also see some bad things happening. Just keep yourself prepared, because when they holler peace, peace, serenity, that's when sudden destruction will come. And if nothing else, build your hope on things eternal, not on things that is on this earth. Material things doesn't matter when you can't lift your head off of your pillow because all the life is gone from your body. Life is important, y'all. Protect yourself. Protect your children. Because we got evil everywhere. And especially for us as a people. I don't want us to end up like the people was in Germany back in the 40s. I don't want us to be like that. I don't want that to happen to our people. If you could leave this place, if you got the money to get away, I would advise you to go somewhere other than here. Because there's something evil around us. I'm not no doom and gloom person, but there's something evil that is lurking around us, y'all. And it don't mean people of color any good. But it's nowhere I can hide, nowhere I can run. So, whatever happens is going to happen anyway. I just thought I would give you a warning. This is my way of letting you know that just don't have fear in your heart. Even though I said what I just said, put on the whole armor of God. Protect yourself from the wiles of the devil. He is here to kill, steal, and to destroy. He has all his legions, and it's hunting season. Some of y'all old heads know what I'm talking about. The newer ones don't know. You need to let these young people know. Let them know. Don't tell it to them to be afraid, because you got to be able to protect yourself. But just let them know you cannot trust everybody. You can't let people in on everything that you know. You don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. Some of us talk entirely too much. It's a blessing to keep your mouth closed sometimes. And watch, listen, and learn. I love you all with the love of the Lord. I'm finna get off of here now. Talk to y'all later.